Hello, friends. Welcome to today's football predictions of Betcraft. All right, today is another beautiful Friday morning. And once again, we've come up with our games, and we know that a whole lot of games are going on across the globe, but we are able to select a few of them, and that we looked into before bringing it forward for you. As usual, all right. Yesterday we had quite, a good outing yesterday, though most of our predictions yesterday were actually on point. And but today we actually intend to do better today, to actually see everything, coming out just the way we wanted it. All right, today we'll be looking at this very matches in a short while, one after the other, and we're making our verdict based on the recent matches statistics that we already have for this very for each of these matches. All right, but I want to use the opportunity to ask the first who are coming across a video for the first time yet to subscribe, to kindly take out time to hit the subscription button so that you don't miss out on our subsequent games that will always come up on this very channel on a daily basis. Okay, that being said, let's head to the business of today. All right, without further ado, we're starting with the very first match, and it is in the French League One, where we have Rennes who will be facing Le Havre. All right, Rennes in the last 6 matches have won just a single game, and they've also had 2 draws, but have lost 3 out of those recent matches that they had. And the Le Havre, their away side, have actually won a single match, and but have lost 5 matches out of the last 6 matches that they had so far. When you take a look at how these two teams have performed from home and away perspective, you can always see that Rennes, the home side, have actually managed to achieve 5 victories from home, and they've also had 4 draws and just a single loss in the last 10 home games that they had. And that loss was actually in the last home match against FC Monaco FC, where they lost that by 2 goals to 1 on that occasion. And aside that, they have done, a bit better than most teams in the French league. So they have actually won 50% of the home matches, and the away side, on the other hand, have managed to achieve just a single victory. They have in the last 10 away games that they had so far. They've also had 5 draws, but they've lost 4 matches in the last 10 away games that they have so far. And as a matter of fact, the last 3 away games that they had saw them losing all 3 away games. All right. They lost to Monaco, they also to Lille, and the last home matches they played was against Brest, and we saw them losing that match by 2 goals to 0 against Brest. All right. Looking at head-to-head perspective, you can see that the last time both teams met was actually in February this year. We saw Rennes from away defeating this very side on that occasion by 1 goal to 0. All right. Prior to that, we saw them playing out a 2-2 draw, and in this very one, actually, we know that Rennes is actually a very good side and they're doing very well, and we expect the home side, to record the points in this very encounter, and it is a home side to win out shortly. That's what for that very game, home win. That what we expect. Okay, and that takes us to the next. It is in Portugal. All right, Portugal's Premier League. We'll have Santa Clara coming up against Gil Vicente. Okay, looking at the recent games both sides, you see that Santa Clara, the home side, have actually won 4 games out of the last 6 matches that they had so far. They've also had 2 losses as well, and on the away side, Gil Vicente have managed 2 wins, 3 draws, but have lost 1 game in the last 6% encounters. Okay, taking a look at the performances from home and away perspective, you can see that the home side Santa Clara in the last 10 home games have actually won 7 matches out of those, and have lost 3 games in the last 10 home encounters. All right, they've been able to achieve a victory. 70% of victory in the last 10 home games that they have so far. That's a very good one. And the last 3 home games that they played saw them winning all 3 home games. All right, and saw them defeating Bovista, Estrella, and also AVS. All right, when you look at the away side, on the other hand, Gil Vicente in the last 10 away games have actually managed to achieve 2 victories in the last 10 away games, but they've also had 3 draws, and have lost 5 games in the last 10 matches that they had so far from away. Okay, all right, when you put all that together, we see that actually the home side Santa Clara is actually favored to rise to the occasion in this one. Also noting the fact that the last head-to-head meeting for both sides was actually last year. May last year we saw Santa Clara, also beating Gil Vicente on that occasion by 3 goals to 2, from home as well. And in this very one, we definitely expect a result for the home side Santa Clara in this one, and we expect to see a home win or draw and under 4.5 in this one. That's our verdict for that very game. So home win or draw and under 4. All right. Okay, that will take us to the next game for today, and it is in Romania League One, where we have a CFR Cluj who will be up against Sub C. Okay, looking at the recent games of both sides, we see that Cluj have actually managed to achieve 2 victories in the last 6 recent games, and they've also had 3 draws as well as 1 loss in the last 6 recent encounters. And the away side, on the other hand, is FC have won 3 games out of the last 6. They've also lost 3 out of the last 6 games that they had in recent times. All right, when you look at how these two teams have performed, from home and away perspective, you could see that Santa. CR Cluj actually managed to achieve 5 victories in the last 10 home games that they had. They've also had 2 draws, but have lost 3 games out of the last 10 recent encounters. Okay, Sepsi on the other hand, their away side have managed 3 wins, 1 draw, and also they've lost 6 games in the last 10 away encounters. Okay, and the last away game they had also saw them winning that very one. Okay, and they looking at the head-to-head perspective, the last time they met was actually in April of this year. We saw CFR Cluj, having a victory against Sepsi on that very occasion, beating them by 2 goals to 1. And prior to that, we saw them playing out a 1-0 draw when Cluj played from away actually. And all right, look, knowing that the last meeting saw Cluj having a victory against this very side, and the fact that Cluj also have been able to manage to achieve five home wins out of the last 10 home games that they have so far. So in this very encounter, we expect nothing less than the home side either winning or drawing in this very one, and yet under 4.5. That's about home win or draw, and under 4.5. That's all value for that very game. All right, and that takes us to the next step. It is in Wales Feeders League. We'll have Laneni Town who will be up against Well. Okay, Laneni Town in the recent 6 matches that they had so far have won 4 games out of those, and they've also had 1 draw as well as 1 loss in the last 6 matches that they had. And Well, their way side have managed just a draw in the last 6 recent games, but they've lost 5 games out of those. They've not won a single match in the last 6 recent games. All right, looking at how they fared from home and away perspective, you could see that on the home side, Lanene Town have been able to achieve, 7 victories in the last 10 home games that they had. Also, they've had, two losses as well as 1 draw in the last 10 home games that they had. And the away side, on the other hand, Tapswell have managed just 2 wins from away. And the last 10 away games have managed 2 wins, but have lost 8 games out of the last 10 away games that they had so far. And as a matter of fact, the last 5 away games that they had saw them losing out on all 5 away games. And when you put all that together, you see that the home side is actually quite favorable to rise to occasion in this one, achieving a result against this very side. So it is a home side to win out shortly. That's our value for that very encounter. Home win. That's what we expect. Okay, and that takes us to the next game, which happen to be the last for today. Also in the Wales Feeders League, we'll have A-Boss UK will be up against Holywell. All right, A-Boss, as we know, the teams that also they are doing very well. They've actually had 4 victories in the last 6 matches, and they've also lost 2 games. All right, that way side Holywell have managed 2 wins, 1 draw as well as 3 losses in the last 6 games that they had so far. Right, when you look at how these two teams have performed, from home and away perspective, the home side, A-Boss UK have actually managed 8 victories in the last 10 home games that they had. They've lost just 1 game, but have also had 1 draw. And away side, Holywell have managed to achieve 6 victories from away in the last 10 away games that they have so far. But they've also had 3 losses and 1 draw in the last 10 away games that they had. But quite noticeable in their encounters is the fact that these two teams score a lot of goals as well as concede. We saw Airbus UK in the last home game that they had against Preston, playing a scoreline that is as high as 7 goals to 3. And we also saw them defeating Denby Town sometime by 7 goals to 0. And as well as their way side Holywell have seen a result that is actually 5 goals to 2 from away. That tells you that these two teams score lots of goals as well as concede. So in this very encounter, we expect to see either side winning for this very game and over 2.5. So either side to win and a minimum of 3 goals appearing in this very encounter. That's our value for that very game. And that brings our predictions on this very channel for today to a conclusion. I wish you the very best of luck and I hope your ticket goes green. Remember to also play responsibly. These are football games, all right? Sometimes, it may not be what we expect, all right? There's no absolute prediction anywhere. These are just speculation based on the the data that we have available. All right, that being said, tomorrow is another day, and we'll be coming up with our predictions on this very channel. But until then, keep winning.